So thank you everybody for joining us today. This is another episode of WIT's workshop series. This is the third of, it's the last of our workshops. And this workshop is so important to us because we are going to have two amazing presenters. First of all, we are going to have Lydia, and Lydia joining here to give us this amazing session, AI powered innovation session. It's going to be quite amazing. I also didn't know, but Lydia just asked if she can give us a talk around this, and I'm like, we would be really excited to have you share with us this. And she's amazing. You guys are going to love it. You can imagine, you can remember Lydia from her motivation speech the other day. So yeah, welcome again to WIT's workshop. So Lydia is the current lead for the Microsoft Garage East Africa. Her role entails delivering programs and experiences to Microsoft employees, customers, and ecosystem that enable collaboration, creativity, and experimentation to drive innovation. She is a seasoned project management program professional with over 7 years of experience in the tech community space in Africa. Lydia has also cut her teeth in marketing, especially in her previous role as the ecosystem engagement program manager in the Microsoft Africa Development Center, ABC. And she has worked in various developer and students engagement programs and created a database of over 5,000 developers who are plugged into different programs run by the ABC. One of these programs is the Game of Learners, a virtual hackathon for university students that aim to equip students with hands-on computer science technology required in the job market. Prior to joining Microsoft ABC, Lydia was still part of Microsoft external staff supporting marketing activities for 8 countries in Africa. She started her career at Microsoft as an intern, moving through different roles in sales and marketing. She received her bachelor's degree in business information technology from Multimedia University, Kenya, where she graduated top of her class. Her passion for education drove her to volunteer as a high school teacher for an underprivileged high school in central Kenya, and currently she is a volunteer mentor with various organizations that empower women in tech. Lydia enjoys reading books that explores the complexities of the human mind, exploring nature and traveling. She's also a member of Toastmasters International, where she pursues her passion in public speaking. Guys, you cannot wait for this session. Let's welcome Lydia. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Millicent. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm still not sure if people on the call can hear, but maybe you can check on the chat below and see if we can be together. Thank you for that great introduction. It's always weird to hear someone else talk about you, and no pressure at all. Thank you, Millicent. Now, today I want to deliver a session that I'm very passionate about. I lead the Microsoft Garage. In Microsoft, we don't have an innovation department because we believe that everybody is an innovator. Good ideas can come from anyone. So we have a program that is for everybody. And we have a framework that we have been using to enable innovation in Microsoft. And now with AI coming in, at the Garage, we sat down and wondered, is there a way that AI can accelerate innovation? And that is exactly what we'll be doing today. We will have a hands-on session, and I encourage you to speak up. I always say there's no bad idea. Let us speak our mind, let us share and learn together. Here we say we are doers and not talkers, so we are going to have a very practical session. This slide talks a little bit about the garage, and I've talked about the garage to you so many times. I see a few new faces. We are the innovation program at Microsoft, and our biggest project is usually the Microsoft Global Hackathon that happens once a year in September, where we invite employees as well as customers in the ecosystem to come and innovate together with us. And last year, I'm still thinking we're in 2023. Last year in Kenya, we had over 80% of the staff in Kenya participating in different projects. We had over 70 projects coming from Kenya, and we had 3 projects that won in various categories globally. We were number 2 in 2 categories and number 3 in 1 category globally. And this just continues to speak about Kenya as the Silicon Savannah. We are a country that is known for innovation. And even you being in this group, I'm sure you'll be coming up with some cutting edge innovations that are going to benefit not only Africa, but the rest of the world. And that is what we practice here. These are the principles that we apply at the garage that I want us to also be thinking about as we go into our program. I will never get tired of talking about good ideas can come from anywhere. Diverse things create better outcomes. I have emphasized that to you before. Failure is essential to learning. So here we say when you fail, it just gives you one way that is not going to work, but it doesn't say that I don't believe there's a word like someone is a failure. You failed once, but doesn't mean you failed for the rest of your life. So embrace all these failures that you encounter, but be encouraged by them and know that I just realized there's one way that will not work, but there's a million other ways that can work. So even if we fail, if I fail, or if the internet fails during this presentation, we will still embrace it, and I will know next time I'm doing the presentation, I should not do something, yeah? It happens. I mean, we should not fear failing. So what is this AI-powered innovation that I have been talking about? It's what we have learned at the garage on what we can do to accelerate the innovation process. And the innovation process I'm talking about is exactly that. Here we believe that innovation always starts with coming up with passionate ideas. You have an idea. And then going through the process of ideation, pick one concept that you're willing to try. And using the process of hacking, you come up with a prototype now that you can validate against a given criteria, and you get a vetted idea that you can take to a sponsor. So this whole process is what we will be doing today. We are going to ideate, we are going to have, validate, and get something we can pitch in front of a sponsor, but we are going to use AI in doing that. So initially, we always thought sponsorship comes at the end of the process, but what we have learned is that you need to secure sponsorship when you're coming up with those passionate ideas. Because you might continue going through the process of hacking and validating, but you don't have the buy-in of, let's say, your leadership team or the person who is going to give you what you need to actualize the idea. So it's always very important. If you're working on a hackathon, you're working on a brainstorming session, get there, start with the end in mind. Ask yourself, who am I innovating for? Is it our leadership team? Is it a customer? You should ask them, if I came up with something that can do this, would you be willing to put money in it or whatever type of sponsorship you want? So that's why we revised our process and said sponsorship should start all the way from ideation. And of course, at the end of the process, you will have something that will not be too new to the sponsor. We'll just be showing them a proof of something that they already had a buy-in. So let's get started in this workshop. And before we get started, I want to ask you, how many of you have used generative AI, ChatGPT? I'm sure that is the most common one. Oh, everyone. Okay. Like asking how many have used Google. Can someone tell me something that they have used ChatGPT for? What have you asked ChatGPT to do? Yes, at the end.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I'm Brian. So I've used ChatGPT to barcode.
Hmm?
Yeah.
And what prompts did you put into ChatGPT?
I assume ChatGPT on the other hand, just a normal human thing. So it's just a conversation.
Uh-huh.
So I just ask ChatGPT, hi Judge, having this code, this is the error I'm getting. Can you please back for me?
Yeah.
Or could you please point out where the issue
Yeah.
and propose a mitigation?
Awesome. That's a great prompt. Sometimes we use ChatGPT. Sometimes I have used ChatGPT before to respond not to an email, but to a message that was quite difficult for me to respond. I say to this person, so can you tell this person to stop disturbing me? And then ChatGPT can do that. No, this message is. That sounds very nice. Anyway, no one was disturbing me. I'm just giving an example. But when we are prompting, is there an art to prompting? Is there something that we can put into our prompts to get a high quality response? I see AI uses the same concept as computers, garbage in, garbage out. So if your prompt is just like, write an email, write a report, write a news article about this. So we have realized that for you to get a great prompt, there are 5 elements that you should employ. And the first one, give the AI model a persona, give the tool its role. For example, going back to writing an article, you can say, you are the best news editor in Kenya or in the world. You are the best book editor. I want you to write an article doing ABCD. You've already given the tool a role. The other thing, objective. What do you want it to do? Objective is easy. You want it to write an article or do something for you. For who? Who is the audience? The audience matters a lot. If you don't specify the audience, then you get a very generalized response. But if you say, I'm writing these articles for students, I'm writing this article for a C-suite or for I don't know, give the audience, and that will determine maybe the tone, the words that will be used. Give the output parameters, tone, style, the length. Let the tool know the guidelines that you want. How many pages do you want? How many words do you want that article to be? What is the tone to be used? All that. Then give it the context. What should be covered? In the article, mention about ABCD. The other day, I was doing this workshop with UN Women, and we tried getting Pinterest to write an article about all the femicide cases going on in Kenya. And one of the contexts that we gave is that UN Women condemns these acts of femicide. So that was a context that article that came out very well in the article. But if we had not given, it would have been very general. So we are going to employ those 5 things in all the prompts that we're doing today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to split my screen. And in one screen, I'm going to open Copilot. If you're using Microsoft Edge browser, you should have Copilot. I believe, who has Copilot in the Edge browser? I believe everyone. You should have Copilot in your Edge browser. Yeah, there's a new, more sophisticated browser. We recommend. Just so you know. Yeah. And what happens if you use Edge browser, unlike ChatGPT, everything is protected. It does not use your data to train the model. So everything you put there is protected. So if you're working on an article for work, you should use Edge browser. So here there's 2, there's work and web. I'm going to be using the web version. And then there's a style of conversation. There's creative, there's balanced and precise. We are going to use the creative one. because it's innovation and we want to see creativity. Now, okay. Now, this is the prompt that we are going to give our being co-pilots. And the prompt we are going to give the Being Church Enterprise is, act as if you're the best strategic business model innovator in the world for large multinational organizations. But who do we want to innovate for today? As a group, do we want to innovate for weeds? Do we want to pick a company in Kenya that we can innovate for the sake of the demo? Who do we want to innovate for? Weeds. Okay, so what do you identify as? Are you a multinational organization? Are you so are you an organization? Are you a club? Are you what's with
non-profit?
Is it a non-profit?
Organization.
Or which is a non-profit?
Let's pick.
Okay, we use WIDS as a non-profit.
Yes, let's say.
Do we have a website for WIDS?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we can say large multinational organization. Is multinational still, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, we can keep that, but I'll keep in mind it's WIDS Kenya, right? I want you to be my strategic innovation coach to help reimagine and reinvent. So I put women in data science.
Yeah.
I hope that this will be picked as, because what Being Church Enterprise does, it goes to your website to learn what is women in data science. If we use a real company like Microsoft or Safaricom or Coca-Cola, they would go to, Bing will go to the website and get to learn what Coca-Cola is about. So let's say, reinvent.
What if the website was created just the other day, because the history, it can't remember the things that were generated.
I believe it's in real time, because when we're talking about the femicide story,
Yes.
it gave us articles that were published
That's
just the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we said women in data science.
Okay.
Is it organization?
No.
Women in data science, what?
Women in data science Kenya. If we have to use the Kenya.
Let's see. Because WIDS worldwide. Okay, women.
So there is that one which is worldwide,
Yeah.
but then there is the Kenyan website.
Women in data science. I can put into bracket WIDS, right?
Yes.
Okay. So small. Is it
Yes. Small I and
like that?
capital D, capital S.
Okay. WIDS, yeah? WIDS, Kenya. Kenya, can I say Kenya chapter?
So, I don't know. Let's try with the worldwide. Can we do it?
Can we do the worldwide one?
Yeah.
Why don't you customize?
Okay.
Okay, let's say
Okay.
women in data science, in
Kenya.
bracket WIDS Kenya.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We want to reinvent the business model, your way of operation. And I'm saying the key audience is who are we coaching? So we can say the key audience is the members of the organization. Yes. Right, so we are giving now the parameters. Responses should be creative, push the boundaries, challenge status quo, and all that. So I'm going to copy this prompt. And I'm going to paste it on okay. I'm going to paste it on Bing Chat Enterprise, and now the AI is looking for women in data science, Kenya. I'm happy to be a strategic innovation coach. You're already preparing the model. What you want it to do. Now, don't worry, I will be. What happened? Thanks. But it's not able to find women in data science Kenya. Can we look for women in data science global organization? Well, that is quite interesting. That is quite interesting.
The website is there. Oh, it's only that.
Could you ping me the website, and you can put the website here?
Sure.
You can just put a link here instead of just giving the name. Guys, I have done this multiple times. I've never seen such a list.
It's GitHub pages, so probably it's giving it a hard time.
Let's see. If we remove Kenya, let's see if we can get a different response, which is weird. Okay. Weeds is fine. Weeds is being found. Like, tells me what it knows about weed. It's a global initiative that aims to inspire, educate. So when we are creating the problem statements, then we will use Kenya. Yeah. Okay. So it has given us all that. So what I'm going to do, I will copy the response and I will put it here. Then I'll share this workbook with you. So don't worry about going reading everything that is there. Millicent, once I share with you, we can share with everybody, right?
Yeah.
So at your own free time, you can see all the prompts I put in and the responses so that we can move faster, okay? Right. Now let us focus on, let's start ideating for weeds, Kenya. Let's identify an opportunity that we want to tackle for weeds. What would be the most impactful opportunity and why? And can we find a sponsor internally if our prototype resonated with something that is really important for weeds? So when we are ideating, we should always begin with the end in mind. Why do we want to do this? Where do we see ourselves in 6 years, 6 months, a year from now? And what will our big idea be? So what would you want to solve for weeds, Kenya? This is where I want to hear your ideas. What would you want to solve for weeds?
And
You can start
the end of the world.
Yeah.
But I would want the community to tell me how they want us to get there, right?
Okay, yeah.
For us, okay, which is all about inspiring women in data science to increase the number of percentage of women in data science, right? And so by increasing it means we need more numbers. So if it can be, we are still not at 50-50 percentage. So if we can reach 50% by
Get more men or 50-50. Who will more?
Female are 30, male are a lot.
Okay.
So we need more women in data science. We are, I don't know if everyone know what we are, yeah, reach 50-50 gender ratio by 2025, which is next year. Yes.
Okay.
So community, how do we get there? Is this question, I think.
Okay, so building your community.
Yeah, growing it to
Growing your community, okay.
with more numbers being female. And
Okay, something else you'd like to solve for week? Yes?
From a strategic point of view, we would also like to increase the availability of the community. After we had called the community, we want to see like get opportunities in line with data science.
So increase employability of people, of members.
members.
Okay. Anything else? Yes?
Maybe to add on activity, also collaboration among the members.
Okay. Have more collaboration
Among the members.
Okay. All right. So can we come up with a problem statement from those three things that we want? Can we combine them into one? Or is there one we would want to focus on? So there's one of expanding the community and get more members, increase employability of existing members, and increase collaboration within the members.
Networking and collaboration.
Networking and
Can pilots also help us make it one the way you're saying?
We'll
A
see.
question to you.
I believe we can ask,
Yes.
but let us come up with something that then we can give our pilot to rewrite. Okay? So how might we, now among the three, I believe these are quite different. One is purely on increasing the numbers. The other one is on employability of existing people. The other one is on networking within the community. So which one do we feel will make more sense for us, that will have the biggest impact for us? Number one, increasing percentage. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. Increase employability. They don't even need to go to the next one. Increasing employability.
We want jobs.
Clearly, now we want good jobs, right?
Yes.
All right. So, how might we increase?
Should we actually
Combine
specific?
the last two.
Well, so the thing is, when we are ideating, we need to select what we really want to do. If we want to come up with ideas for something, let us keep our focus on that one thing. And then next time we can keep our focus on how do we increase collaboration, because those are two different things. You can have collaborative activities and you're not getting employment, or they are not. Would you say they are related? No. The more collaboration we have, the more likely you are to get employed.
Yes, the only three I find them connected.
Yeah.
If we are big, we network and we look for jobs, right? Jobs is actually the most important thing there. Let me just add, these jobs, we need data science related jobs.
Okay.
So increase the employability of the community members in the field of data science, right?
Yeah.
Ama mnataka kwenda water supply, electricity.
I feel like employability has more impact than the other points given.
Yeah.
We want women to participate in data science and AI.
Yeah.
Then the way they can find value
Yeah.
is maybe finding opportunities. If they don't find opportunities, they can't keep hanging, in there.
Yeah. True. That is very true.
What is in for them?
Yeah.
For them to participate in data science and AI.
Yeah.
And then once they are there,
Yeah.
they can help even bringing, onboarding other women
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to your point, yes, your point is very valid. There's a way we can combine the two, but we focus on employability, as you said. Even getting more members will be easier. People will see the value of joining this community because at the end of it all, you'll get jobs. You start collaborating more because maybe companies want you to work on a project together, and then select people who work on a project to get jobs. So let's use employability for now.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going to, I'm going to copy this and paste it here. And we are going to get a how might we statement. So how might we increase employability of community members in the field of data science in Kenya? Now we can put Kenya here, right? In Kenya. So that is our big idea. But looking at that problem statement, it doesn't have all the elements of a great problem statement. So what we are going to ask Bing Chat to do for us is to enhance and refine that strategic opportunity statement using the following framing and criteria. So we are telling it, the criteria of a good problem statement, it should be visionary, customer-centric, outcome-focused, measurable, and have a sense of urgency. So we are going to put WIDS here. Our company is Women in Data Science. Sorry. How might? Okay, so that is the prompt that we are going to give. So opportunity statement for women in data science, and how might we increase employability of community members in the field of data science in Kenya? As it is, it doesn't have all this of attributes of a good problem statement, but we want Bing Chat Enterprise to help us with that. And we have asked the model to give us 3 very different variations so that we can choose the variation that makes sense for us. When you use AI, please don't take whatever you get from AI as the gospel truth. Use your common sense, right? Yes. You are in Kenya, you might get some ideas that you know very well do not work in Kenya. It might give you some things that really don't make sense. So always use your mind to critically look at what AI is giving you before you don't copy paste and I would like to see how students are doing assignments. Do you have students here or lecturers? How are you doing assignments now with AI? Yeah, but I hear there are tools that can tell if there's plagiarism, if you've used AI in assignments. Now, we have 3 problem statements. The first one, how might we empower our community members to become the most sought after data science talent in Kenya and beyond? How might we enable our community members to master data science skills and create impactful solutions for Kenya's most pressing challenges? How might we equip our community members with the data science competencies and confidence to thrive in the digital economy? So which one do you want us to go with? Number two. Number 2, raise your hand. Here we are using democracy today. Okay, number 1. There seems to be a tie. Number 3. Why? Okay, can you be our tiebreaker? You are not going for number 3. Would you go for number 1 or number 2? Number 1 talks about, sought after data science talent in Kenya. That's employment. Number 2 talks about create impactful solutions for Kenya's most pressing challenges. Number 2 is more about innovation and you creating jobs for yourself, right? Yeah. So do we go with number 1 or number 2? Number 2. Okay. You guys don't want jobs in Microsoft. You want to create your own company and provide solutions, which is great. Because number 1 is more about companies looking for data scientists. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to paste it there. Happening. Just want to copy this statement. It's there. Okay, so when I share the workbook, you will see. So we've decided to go with number 2. Okay, now let's go. Let's now generate some ideas. We have now come up, we have different ideas we've gone through. We are now going through ideation to get a concept that we are trying to, we will be hacking on. So we'll tell Bing Chat Enterprise, generate 5 radical ideas to tackle the strategic opportunity statement below. And the opportunity statement was, how might we enable members to master skills, critical solutions? The ideas should challenge the status quo and seek to disrupt the region. So the region would be Kenya, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay, so we can say the Kenyan market, right? The Kenyan market. So we just say women. I think if we say wheat, to still know it's women in data science, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see the 5 radical ideas that we are going to get. Now, this is where it starts getting quite interesting. So Bing Chat is going to give us 5 radical ideas. And now what I want you to look at here is, if you were thinking about this, is there something that AI is going to give you that you never have thought about? Or will you say, I have that in mind? Yeah, that you tried and didn't work. Let's see the 5 radical ideas before. Let's give it time. Yeah, I've switched. Can you still read? That's enough. That's better. It was like 200%. So the first idea is with Academy. So with Academy is a data science learning platform, personalized and adaptive courses, mentorship and certification for WIT community members. Number 2 is the WIT Lab. What happened?
I think you just go to pilots.
Oh,
You have to start with it.
you have to start because it does not save. This is not like ChatGPT, so it does not save responses. Why did I press? Oh man. Okay, no worries. We just do it without.
You can just press the last. Oh no, you have to start from scratch.
We'll have to start, but I will not. Sorry about that. So we're just copying and pasting because we've gone through all this. So the difference between Bing Chat Enterprise and ChatGPT is that ChatGPT saves your responses, but Bing Chat does not. This was the second one. We had only done 3, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm hoping that the responses will be the same. The ideas will be the same. If we get different ideas, we pick one that is closest to what we want to come out. Okay. And stop responding there because you already did that. So we are getting 3 variations. then we'll go to these ideas. This is where we work. Where did I think? That's okay, because we had already copied. Then let's see the radical ideas. So I've been told if I scroll too much, then it goes back to the web. That is, oh, they're giving us the same ideas. Okay, we are not too bad people. All right, for a moment there, I was a bit worried. So there's a WITS Academy, there's WITS Lab, there's WITS Challenge. Let's wait for it to complete the ideas, and then we just pick one of the ideas. WITS Network, this is a WITS Network, no? So you're already doing something right. WITS Impact, data-driven framework that measures and communicates the impact of WITS projects and initiatives on Kenya's. So let me just copy them. And I will paste them here. So what I can do, because we had opened a notepad, for the sake of this, okay. So the first idea was WITS Academy, an online learning platform that offers data science courses. WITS Lab, a physical or virtual innovation lab that provides members with access to cutting-edge data science tools, technologies, and data sets. And WITS Challenge, I want you to go through the ideas and tell me which one you like.
It couldn't summarize.
There's a summary, there's an academy, a lab, a challenge, network, or WITS Impact. Yeah, some may already exist. So what does not exist that you would like to explore?
Oh, with lab.
You guys like the WITS Lab?
Yes.
Okay. So a WITS Lab is oh, you want your own garage?
Yes.
I feel you. It's an innovation lab that provides members access to cutting-edge data science tools, technologies, and data sets. The lab would enable WITS members to experiment, collaborate, and prototype data-driven solutions for Kenya's most pressing challenges. This lab would also showcase and promote the work of WITS members to potential partners, funders, and customers. This idea disrupts the status quo by creating a hub for data science innovation and impact for women in Kenya. Wow, okay, that's interesting. We can remove women, right? It's not just women in Kenya. We can just say impact for Kenya.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to copy WITS Lab.
They don't like.
I mean, it's women in data science, but look at the room, guys.
Yeah.
Look at the room.
This
And
is why we are
70% are men. for ground. Now, so if you were to rank the ideas, number 2 would be your first idea. Let's ask Being Chat Enterprise to rank the ideas for us. And this is the criteria we use at the garage to where, you know, when you do a hackathon, the judges have a criteria that they use to select a winner, right? So judges use desirability, relevance, innovation level, feasibility, and market opportunity. So using the same criteria, how can AI rank its own ideas? So we are going to copy this. And according to AI, let's see which idea will be number 1, why. So it's the tool is not only giving you ideas, it's also telling you the best idea. Okay, WITS Academy.
I also go for WITS Academy.
Let's see. Which one was number 1?
It still is. I mean,
It's still generating. It created a table, but I didn't see like number one.
Oh, we did something.
Academy was number one.
But so,
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's biased because that was its first.
Yeah.
No, but usually it doesn't do that.
Really?
Usually it doesn't mean the first idea is number one. Sometimes
It has generated
It has
them
done the same.
exactly the way it's.
It might be biased.
Maybe we need to randomize.
To randomize.
Randomization, yeah.
Okay.
But it is in the same
Let's
memory.
look at the table. No, idea number one. Yes.
Yeah, the way they were.
Idea number, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe the output is also ranked. The output that we got, it could be ranked. The model might be ranked.
What you can rank the output.
Yeah, and then
That's
it
interesting.
itself right.
Because the last time I did this, like idea number 4 became number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But you see, like with lab and with challenge are both number 2.
Yes.
So it can't like choose between the two. They're almost the same. But regardless of what the model has given us, we all know we want width. We want number 2, right? I mean, it has learned, but surely we are the ones who know what we want. We are going with number 1.
But it was not fit that you.
I don't think there will be much.
Because it's the same memory.
Yeah, it will give us the same. Don't worry, I will paste it the correct way when I'm sharing the notes. Now let us hack something together. And hacking is where you go through the process of actualizing that idea, and actualizing in the sense that you come up with a prototype that you can explain the idea to somebody. You have it very clear in your head, but you need to hack to see what is this? How can I showcase this to somebody? And a prototype could be in terms of it could be a picture. You could create a storyboard. You could imagine. Hacking is trying to imagine how this idea would work, and that is the process we are going to. Now, help to tell. We are going to create a storyboard panel to explain to which customer segments are we going to choose here. Is it with members? Who is the customer? Who do we want to show how the idea will work?
Members and
We can say women in tech. Who do we want our customer to be?
Women and beginners.
Yeah, women. Women in technology. Beginners, students.
Students, the women and anybody who is a beginner in the field of.
So to show, can you say data science, not students, data scientist professionals, data science professionals. So who is our customer?
It's a student.
To explain to, so you can say people interested in data science.
Yes.
That yes was not convincing me. Yeah. So who do you want our customer segment to be? Sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean,
We just say
anyone
Kenyans interested in data science. So the final idea, the idea we chose was this idea. Tumeamua in idea number 2, so the final idea is with lab. We're going to copy this. We are almost done, guys. After this, we're just going to generate an image. Okay, so a storyboard panel is You see, maybe if you've never created one, you will see how a storyboard panel looks like. And this is something that you can spend a whole afternoon trying to create. So in panel one, a group of women sitting in front of their laptops, looking bored and frustrated. And then we'll get different panels. A logo of WIT Lab appears on the screen. A hub for data science and innovation impact for women in Kenya. So we asked for 5 so that we can go through them. But because of time, we will just ask the model to create an image for the storyboard in panel number 1. But I'll copy all of them and paste them for you to see, right? Okay, we asked for 5. Oh, number 5, women in Kenya are shown presenting their projects in front of judges. Oh, there were 6 celebrating their achievements. Okay, we can quickly go through them and say the one we want. I'll just read the first line. So in storyboard number 1, we can see a group of women sitting in front of their laptops, looking bored and frustrated. And then there's a voiceover telling you about the new WITS Lab. A logo of WITS Lab appears on the screen, a hub for women in data science. The same group of women are now smiling, excited. Women in Kenya are shown working on different data science projects using the WITS Lab platform. They're experimenting, analyzing. I don't know why I'm liking number 4.
Yeah.
Does number 4 really capture what the idea was? Yes. And number 5, presenting their projects. So we can ask, so the next thing we're going to do, before we lose them. Okay. Now create an image in the style of a storyboard sketch for panel number. You said number 4, right? We're going to copy this and we're going to paste it. Being Chat Enterprise and cross our fingers that. So disclaimer, it has always created an image for me. So there's no image today. Well, it's a Friday. I use the Friday excuse. But I should be able to create an image in the style of a storyboard sketch. Okay. So try create that. Let's see how our idea looks like. Let's see how a prototype of our idea will look like. That's a placeholder. Don't start wondering. Where, what's happening? There should be an image soon. Okay. We have some images here. That's a storyboard sketch of women sitting somewhere working on the WITS Lab. Yes. I'm just going to snip. I'll just snip. Just snip one of the images. There's a shortcut for snipping that your shift windows say. But I'll be sure. So Gini is there. Gini is the garage lab manager. He's the He's the guy who knows all the shortcuts, who keeps teaching me. Right, so that is the image. Now, let's test out the idea. We are not trying to validate. What does testing entail? So testing entails like creating an interview script. You're now going into the field to ask people, guys, do you think this idea would work? And what AI is going to do for us, we're asking for discovery interview script to test the final idea with, let us pick a random person. Remember, our audience was Kenyans interested in data science, right? Yeah. So can we pick a persona? Could be a student, a data scientist at Microsoft, a data scientist somewhere, an aspiring data scientist. So who do you want to test this idea with?
Aspiring.
We just say to test the final idea with an aspiring data scientist. Okay. So the discovery will be business to consumer. Business in this case is the organization, the consumer is the person. And who will be conducting it? Okay. Can you say the leader of WITS in Kenya? Or? Really? All right. In Kenya, the discovery interview should include all that. So now, you can imagine if you're going to test out something in the market and you're coming up with the questions, it might take some time for you to ask what would be relevant for me to ask. But AI can generate that to you seconds, if not a minute. So it's creating, you see, you start with how the interviewer is going to say, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'm the leader of WITS in Kenya. Tell me a bit about yourself and your background. And it's also simulating the answers that you would get from someone. In other variations, you may want to edit your prompt and say, we are creating an innovation lab. What would a skeptical person say? And now the simulation, the answers would be from a skeptical person's point of view. What would an enthusiastic person say? What would an unbiased person say? So even when you're going out there, AI has not only given you the idea, the questions to ask, it also gives you a simulation of what to expect. For example, if you say, what would a cynic say? What would someone who doesn't believe in this lab would work? What would they tell me? From what you see, then you may be mentally prepared. If someone says this is what I can say to convince them. But for the sake of our demo today, we are just looking at different, we're just looking at a simulation of a simple interview with questions and answers that you might get. And we are still in the innovation process. We are almost going to the final stage of the innovation process, which is looking for sponsorship. So I will copy. You see, the last step is gathering feedback and reaction. So when I share the workbook with you, you'll be able to read everything that is in the interview questions and the simulation that we are getting. Okay. How much does it cost? How much does it cost to join the WITS lab? How do I access the lab? Is it physically or virtually? Like, these questions will help you know what you need to add into your idea before you take it for sponsorship. So the last step you do is wrap up and thank you, and it gives you the words that you can use if you are going into the field to test your idea. And then the next steps, I'm happy to hear that. To sign up for the free trial, you do that, and it also gives you the WITS worldwide website to learn more. Right. Copy that. Oh, it's found with Kenya Facebook page. So I'm not sure about your website.
That's a lie.
Your Facebook page.
That's hallucination.
Ah, okay. You don't have a Facebook page?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's why we said at the end of the day, you have to verify. So simulate a customer response. We already have the response there. So this is where we would have simulated a cynical customer, an enthusiastic one, but because of time, we are going to go straight to how to secure sponsorship. So for the final idea, let's copy this. And I just want to give you a glimpse of what Copilot can do. We're saying for the final idea, create specific PowerPoint pitch deck to secure investment and sponsorship from the senior leadership team. If you were to take this idea to the senior leadership team of WITS Global, can AI give us a PowerPoint pitch deck that we can use to pitch our idea? So it's looking for that, and then we will get a PowerPoint pitch deck that we will then go into PowerPoint Copilot and get slides that we can use to pitch our big idea for a leadership team. So it's telling us what slide 1 will entail. Welcome to our presentation. Then slide 2, you will have the problem statement and market opportunity. So what I will do, because sometimes it might take time, is instead of I will use the example that is given there to create the actual slides. All right? And then using Copilot, I'll have a deck that I'll share with Millicent. So when you're sharing the workbook, you share alongside with that slide deck, but that deck will have been generated by Copilot. So if we end there, what have you learned today? Or what is your general feeling or feedback about how we can use AI in our innovation process? You can tell us, what do you think?
Okay, so we have like what AI gives you is it opens up your mind.
Yeah.
Makes you realize what you missed.
Yeah.
And possibly gives solutions to things you never knew that you should solve initially.
Awesome. Okay, that's interesting. AI opens up your mind and shows you something that you might have missed. Any other response? Yes.
AI gives you ideas
Uh-huh.
and work on.
Yeah, it can give you actual ideas that you can work on, right? Which is quite interesting. Now imagine where we are going to in the world of innovation. Are we going to see things that we never thought would exist in the world? How, and AI can give you an idea and tell you how to implement that idea. So if we are looking for jobs, is it the time for us now to take advantage of this and create our own job? Something else? If you're skeptical, tell me, yes?
Yeah, it saves you time and efficiency so that now you can be able to focus on other aspects that AI in itself might not be advantage to you.
Thank you. It saves you time. How much would have taken a whole day to sit down here, hack, ideate, create an image, create PowerPoint presentation, and it has taken us an hour to do all that.
Some of them will even say, in a week's time, the guys, let's come back with an image.
Yeah, in a week's time, you go home, in a week's time, come up with an image. You know, the other day, something we do at the garage,
Hackathons.
whenever we hack with an NGO, we release the whole IP to the NGO. So we recently hacked with Kenya Red Cross, and I was tasked with coming up with a handover document. When you're handing over the project to Kenya Red Cross, we should have a document saying what are we handing over, who owns the IP, what are we going to offer, and where is our scope. So what I did, I took a copy of the agreement that we signed, I put it on Copilot, and then I asked Copilot to create a handover document, taking into consideration what is stipulated in the agreement, and it gave me a handover document in minutes. I would have taken a week thinking about, going through this line, this clause, making sure I don't say anything that is not in the agreement. But within minutes, I had a handover document. It saves you time. So now it's upon us to know what are we going to do with the rest of the time. Something that would have taken you 2 days is going to take you 2 hours. What do we think about AI? Will companies cut down once they realize that creating slides is now taking a minute and previously it was taking a week? It's a challenge for us. So let me just copy this slides. Just a second. Let me take the first 3 slides. I'll not use all of them, and then I will open. This is we have Microsoft staff already have Copilot in Office, and I'm sure very soon you will also have this if you not have already. But what I would do, I would come here and then I would tell Copilot to create a presentation from this outline. And I have copied the first 3 slides, and we will see the take of it. But I will make sure that I copy all the slides and you get a full presentation that you can take to a sponsor. And you can tell it, I want 3 slides. I want 4, 5, 10, 20 slides. Please don't do over 10 slides. I mean, it's not death by PowerPoint. Please don't do that. If you're creating slides, 10 or less should be enough. And now you have Copilot to help you summarize your slides. So let's just see what type of slides we are going to get. It's still working on it. Yeah, so this is how Copilot looks. Just say, create a presentation from a file, you can ask it to create. There you go.
I have a nice question from online. Nicole,
Okay.
she's asking,
Yeah.
can it access the internet to cross-reference and add references?
Oh my goodness, yes. It has been adding references all through. Let me show you. Look at this. These are all references. There's reference from WITS.org. If you look at,
Because most of the outputs,
yeah,
it's not its own like words or like it gives credits. I mean, AI gives credit. So any information it gets from like WIT's website, it gives credits.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yes.
So it gives you the references, as you can see, there's a hyperlink there, and then where it has gotten all the information from. Don't worry, when you lose it, you have already copy pasted it. So look at those slides. Don't they look professional? Look at the problem statement and the representation and the utilization of women in data science, market opportunity, facts. And then it also gives you the notes. You know, when you're presenting, yeah, they're the notes that you will. Please don't ever read slide by slide. You know, they go present a slide and then they say, data science for own market size, the market is expected. That's not how you present. You should have your own notes to read as people are looking at the slide. And AI is going to give you that, then gives you the with lab services, accessing digital ads, and then gives you the notes, the with lab impact.
This is
showing with lab today. No, imagine you fit that to the leadership of WIDS.
Microsoft Garage. Will you sponsor us?
Do you think you would get sponsorship if you presented this?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah?
It will open a door somewhere.
It will open
A door.
Oh, of
An
course.
opportunity.
Yes, yes. If you had sponsorship at the beginning and ask someone in the leadership, if we come up, if we show you that a with lab would work in Kenya, would you be willing to put your money? And then they'll tell you, show me how that would work. Here's a presentation. Show your presentation, get your money. So next time I should expect a with lab, right?
No, actually, our thought is, as a space, we are going to write and we are going to present this to you, who is Microsoft's Garage lead, to sponsor us, like part of the garage to be for women in data science. Guys, back here. This is the time back here. We are pitching. She has given us a great idea and we are going back to pitch. If we can have a section in Microsoft where we can be doing our data science projects. How many years? So we are done.
Thank you, guys. I hope you have enjoyed.
Oh my gosh, it was really great. Guys, thank you very much. And can you please tell us the feasibility of our thoughts like? Wow, you have garage partnering with Weeds and Microsoft Garage. Partnering friends.
We will have a chat about that. I see a possibility because we are here for the ecosystem as well.
Yes.
So if you come up with an idea of how we can partner, the AI can tell you how to partner with Microsoft Garage.
Yeah. And then guys, it's about commitment because I will not go and like push, Lydia, I need a lab, and then you guys don't just show up. So society, you see, we still have some empty seats, right? So it will be not so good.
Okay.
But thank you so much, Lydia. Another round of applause.
Such a lovely audience. We have enjoyed.
And we enjoyed your presentation. It was perfect. Everything we needed and more.
Thank you so much. So I'll send the workbook to you and then you share with everyone.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Lydia.